Let's get started. I'm Hope Thier. I'm from the Blanden Art Museum in Fort Dodge, Iowa. Today we are going to focus on an art activity that is going to change how you view large paintings and hopefully make them not so scary. A lot of people like to work on smaller paintings. I hear a lot in classes that they might be a little bit scared or intimidated to work on larger paintings. So today we are going to do an art activity that kind of starts to break you out of that mold and get you moving beyond that. A couple things to keep in mind first are that we have activities on the Blanden Art Museum, the blanden.org website, is perspective. So we are going to be working off of Georgianne Nudek-Tugnani, her cast bronze sculpture that is a work in the permanent collection at the Blanden Art Museum. It's a favorite, and we currently have it up in our lobby. It's called Louie Plowing. It was created in 1980, and it's wonderful. It's fantastic. One of the things that I love about it the most is that when you, sculptures, you can walk all the way around it and see different perspectives. And so when you look at it straight on, you can see how it ends up looking very elongated, and then how it covers the page, you don't see as much detail, but you can really get a sense of just what's going on from a straightforward perspective. When you go and look at it from the front on the side, and then you're actually kind of looking at it from below, it makes it a lot more dynamic and interesting. And so we are going to be working from the drawing, from looking at it from that perspective. When you are creating art, think about it the same way. Sometimes something is interesting when you look at it from right in the front, or it might be more interesting if you start to walk around it, look up at it, maybe look down at it, look at it from all different angles to see how you see it to be the most interesting and effective to create an interesting composition on your page. So today we are going to take this image here, and it has been blown up so that it's larger, so that it's a little bit more of like the grid method. And so the grid method, these activity pages are on the Blanden website, and we have two levels. The first level is where you are just going with straight lines, and then after you're done you can add in some color. The second, level 2, is where it becomes a little bit more where you're focusing on value and you are focusing on texture. And so here you can see that it's an actual painting from the permanent collection that is titled, it's untitled, Red House by Florence Young. And so you're going to really try and push your range of value from the bright white, leaving the page blank, and then getting those mid-levels all the way to a nice dark black. And so when practicing enlarging your artwork, the grid method is very effective for creating a 1-to-1 ratio. If you are working off of an image, you grid it out, and then you do the same with the same ratio. So like say if you were working on a 4:6 image, you would print it off. You could go up to say an 8, like 4:6, convert it to an 8:12. So you're doubling the size. You're timesing it by 2. You can do the same times each number by 3. How you would create that 1-to-1 ratio for creating that. Okay, so let's get started. The art activity is Large Paintings Aren't So Scary, an Introduction, and it is available on the Blanden website. What I did is I printed off the 4 pages, and then I've already prepped this, so I already taped them together. You'll notice, because when you print something out, sometimes it leaves that edge where it doesn't print to. You can either leave that line as is, like you don't have to continue it, or you can take a Sharpie to it and you can finish those lines if that helps you as you're creating your images. For the purposes of this, I am going to leave the rest of them just as is. And then a couple things. With this, when you are working at this scale, going from, say, like a more intimate drawing, so you're going to be, if you were just drawing, you know, it's very intimate and stuff like this. Here, I'm standing. I have this work on an easel. I have larger brushes, so it's going to be a little bit more physical in a full body motion. And so that's kind of where it's just like riding a bicycle. You have to train your body how to stay upright, especially when you don't have training wheels on. This is similar. You're training your body to get comfortable with the motions of working larger scale. And so next we are going to get into, I have my palette, and I am going to do a little bit non-traditional in the colors. And so with the colors, how, you know, you might think like a horse is brown, or the sky is blue, or the grass is green. I'm going to go a little bit fun with it. I'm going to be loose with my brush strokes. You don't have to paint. You can use colored pencils. You can use watercolors, pastels. It's totally up to you for how you want to create your artistic vision. But today I'm going to use acrylic paints, and I'm going to start out with my main subjects. I'm going to start out with the gentleman and the horse. A fun fact about this particular work is that growing up in the 1920s and 1930s with her family on a farmland 4 miles west of Fort Dodge, Georgianne Nudek watched her father, Louie, till 500 acres of land with a horse-driven plow. The bronze casting Louie Plowing incorporates her love of horses with the memory of her father bent over the field, laced in his harness, linked to and led by a large, strong horse. And so that gives a little bit of a background about this particular piece, and I'm going to start with the 2 main subjects. Okay, let's get in.